subsection 2 of the Public Finance Management Act gives him a stringent requirement, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The minister laid 2 documents, 2 certificates, and the one of gender is issued by Equal Opportunities. That is the one you want. And then he has also laid the one of climate change. So he has laid the 2 documents. Honorable members, pursuant to Section 9(7) of the Public Finance Management Act. Yes. I wish I could first refer.
Because I could easily invite the House to reconsider.
To reconsider.
Referral. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank the Minister for timely bringing this BFP. I am a bit constrained because in his elaborate referral to the same, that's why the honourable member was a bit dissatisfied that we don't have the document, because we could have helped the minister to make elaborate commentary on his submission. For instance, the minister has ably...
Can I kindly lend you my certificates and you have a look at them?
Thank you,
such that when you're speaking, you have them.
I will make a reference. Thank you for your kindness. Right Honourable Speaker, a quick one. The minister has complied with the certificate, the environmental compliance certificate, as per Section 30 of the Climate Change Act. This is an act passed by Parliament 2021, but there are no regulations on the same. I do not know, Right Honourable Speaker, whether we are moving well to...
Oyo, ye leader of opposition, Matthias Nsamba Mpuuga. Mpola mpola, kagenderere bazze mu Parliament. Oluvannyuma lw'okugamba nga bannayuganda tebagenda kuddayo paka nga bannayuganda bafunye obwenkanya nga baleese abantu abaabuzibwawo. Bannayuganda ne baba n'essuubi ne bagamba nti kasita ababaka baffe batwegasseeko. Bwe batyo ababaka ba Parliament batandikiriza mpola mpola bazzeeyo okuwulira ripoota eva mu gavumenti gye yabasuubiza. Bwe batyo baavaayo ne bagikubamu ebituli nga bagiwakanya nga bagamba nti byonna byonna gavumenti bye bawandiikidde bya mankyolo naye tebiriimu nsa. Era nga ye leader of opposition tasobola kukkiriza ripooti eyo, n'ayogera lwatu nti tebagenda kudda mu Parliament okutuusa nga bafunye alipoota ennambulukufu oba si kyo nga bafunye bannayuganda ne babanja. Bwe batyo bannayuganda baddamu essuubi ne bagamba kasita tulina ababaka awo naffe waakiri bannaffe banaafuna obwenkanya either ne babajjayo gye babakweka oba bwe baba battibwa banaleeta emirambo gyabwe ne bagituwa. Wabula leero we ntwogerera bino ng'ababaka bali mu Parliament, ensonga zonna eza Parliament zigenda mu maaso butereevu. Nga bw'obuuza ababaka bano abaali beekandaze okuva mu Parliament, Mwami Mpuuga akugamba kimu nti wakyaliwo ensonga ze balina okutunulamu ye ne Sipiika wa Parliament awamu n'akulira akakiiko akeeyita akalwanirira eddembe ly'obuntu, wadde nga si kalwanirizi ka ddembe, bukiiko obukolera Mwami Museveni, nti bakyalina okutuula babeeko ensonga ze bakkaanyaako, n'olwekyo balyoke basalirewo ddala obutadda mu Parliament. Wabula bw'omubuuza nti akakiiko kammwe kagenda kutuula ddi, akugamba nti kabadde kakutuula, naye Madamu Mariam Wangadi ow'akakiiko k'eddembe ly'obuntu, abantu be yazze nabo nga si batuufu, nga tebamatiza, nga tebasobola kubawa ripooti emala. N'olwekyo ne bamusaba agenda aleeta abantu abasobola okutangaaza eggwanga ku nsonga ezo ezaabeekandagisa okuva mu Parliament. N'agamba kakyayinza okutuula wiiki eno ng'eggwako oba wiiki ejja. Ekigendererwa mu ekyo nti ayagala batuuke okugenda mu Christmas break nga abantu tebafunye bwenkanya, nga bannayuganda babivuddeko kubanga jjukira nti baligenda okudda mu Parliament balina kukomawo mu Gwakubiri oba January nga ggwako. Kitegeeza nti bannayuganda mujja kuba mwerabira dda ensonga y'ababaka bano nti beekandaggako nga babanja obwenkanya ku bannayuganda bannaabwe. Bwe batyo batutwaliriza kitegeeza kinno nti abannayuganda tetukyalina ssuubi mu babaka baffe. Tulina okwerwanirira tubanje obwenkanya ku bannaffe ababaka be tubadde tusuubira okutulwanirira osanga baatuvaamu dda nga bo bali ku nsonga zaabwe endala balaba nti bannayuganda ensonga zaffe ezituluma bo tezikyabakwatako bali mu palamenti beerira nsimbi zaabwe.
But I heard you so well.
You can still bring the changes. Of course, obviously, there will always be changes. So just make a commitment.
I want him to make an admission there. He's communicating a change so that we are not taken by surprise. Some of us are very alert to what you're saying.
You know, you need to, we are bound to have changes. There is something I've already noticed. I've already noticed I checked an account and I said, why do we have this figure? So yes, the law allows you.
Madam Speaker, I have worked with the rope, Honorable Matthias Mpuuga, for all my life in this parliament. And we normally see some things the same way, especially in regard to these matters. Madam Speaker, yes, on the matters of budgeting and finance, he normally sees what I see. Madam Speaker, we have just laid the framework. We are going to work with this framework up to end of January.
Where any changes
Parliament will make recommendations. These recommendations, some of them will be changes. And when I come back to lay the budget, the estimates, and also the ministerial policy statements, some information will be provided.
There will be a call circular too.
Oh no, yes. There will be a call circular too, budget call circular too, on the revenue. Yes, it is true. We are aggressively looking for ways of how to finance our budget using our own resources. And we are currently implementing our revenue mobilization strategy, domestic revenue mobilization strategy, and a number of things we are doing there. And as and when it requires, like when we go to the committees, we will be proposing a number of things for your approval, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues. And I know Honorable Mpuuga's concerns. We shall get there. And when we get there, we are flexible enough to really move together in this. This is not a matter of losing and winning. It's a matter of both winning in order to help us raise money, spend money efficiently and effectively for the good of our people of Uganda. I thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. And one, I must really appreciate you for bringing the BFP early enough. The burden is now left on the chairpersons of both the budget committee and the sectoral committees. And pursuant to section 9, pursuant to section 9(7) of the Public Finance Management Act 2015 and Rule 145(1) of the Rules of Procedure, the National Budget Framework paper is accordingly referred to the Budget Committee for consideration and to the various sectoral committees. The sectoral committees will restrict themselves to the part of the Budget Framework paper that falls within their jurisdictions. In addition, I wish to guide as follows. The consideration of the National Budget Framework paper usually coincides with the festival seasons. As such, the chairpersons of various committees should adequately mobilize the members and make sure that this work is done as early as possible. The consideration of the National Budget Framework paper is time-bound, and that is as per Rule 145(2) of the Rules of Procedure. And this procedure grants the sectoral committees up to 20th July to report back to the committees, but that should be done before. The Budget Committee has up to 1st February to table a report for consideration of the House. The timelines therefore requires early commencement of consideration of this budget framework paper in the relevant committees. I now instruct the clerk to Parliament. I know the tendency of my staff not to allow any staff that works within the committees of the budget, sectoral committees, not to give them leave. They will get leave after the budget has been processed. Proceed on the same.
Yeah, thank you. Right.
In addition, I expect the committees to ensure adequate public participation in consideration of the National Budget Framework paper. Members, you need to participate in this because this is when you get to know what goes to your district, to your constituency, what goes outside there to the Ugandans. And when we are doing this, we are looking at policies. We are looking at the policies that are being handled. You passed the laws in this house. And now here is where you're going to relate the laws that you passed vis-a-vis what is being brought to you. I want to thank you, Finance, on that. Yes, Sironko.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm standing on a procedural point or guidance, more so that the budget framework paper has been laid and the committees must actively participate. That by the deadline of the January you are setting, committees could have effectively handled the business. But more so that the committees, the standing committees have expired. Could that be procedure okay? That at least before you go for the Christmas period, the members could be designated on those standing committees that they can effectively.
Honorable, I thought you're in this place earlier than me. You've been in Parliament earlier than me. This is for sectoral committees. Sectoral committees. I did not mention standing committees anywhere. Next item, yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Actually, my issue has a lot to do with the way our committees are structured. As much as I've not looked at the document, but I believe that government has presented the document in a program-based budget process they took over. And for us, we are still, our committees are still structured on sectors. The last year when we were processing the budget framework paper and actually the budget, there was some bit of disconnect because for them, they are reporting or they are presenting as per the program. And for us, we're actually handling per sector. Somehow you realize that one sector once has money or wants money for a very critical item, yet another sector actually is demanding money that may not be that critical. So in the process, there was some disconnect. Madam Speaker, I'm seeking your guidance. If it's not procedurally right, to guide on how best we can handle the budget framework paper now that it's with us. As per the program
we have programs. Just the way you look at it is in programs, but it is cross-cutting. When you look at legal, it looks at justice, it looks at IGG, it looks at parliament, it cuts across. So that can be harmonized.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, it is true the preparation for the budget framework paper has been anchored on the 20 programs which we now base our planning on. However, Madam Speaker, we are aware that Parliament still operates in the old style when we were still looking at sectors, and I wish to allay the fears of Honorable Enos that even in these programs, there are votes. There are various votes which we use for the supply and allocation of resources. So when you get to a program, you will get to know which entity belongs to which vote and which entity belongs to which committee. And as a result of that, the committees will be able to pick out what belongs to them. And when we come to consolidation at the budget committee level, we shall now merge, consolidate, and report back to the House as programs. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 4, motion for resolution of Parliament to authorize government to borrow up to United States dollars 295 million from the Islamic Development Bank and United States dollars 30 million from the OPEC Fund for International Development for the upgrading of National Roads project in Uganda.
Honorable members, as we are aware, reliable transport connectivity is a vital precondition for economic growth and development. You've just been talking about potholes here. And now we are saying, let's get a loan and work on this road network for us to be able to connect throughout the whole country, for us to improve on our transport infrastructure, to reduce the freight costs, and pursuant to Rule 159 of the Constitution, Article 159 of the Constitution, and Section 36 and Section 39 of the Public Finance Management Act 2015, and Rule 1551 of the Rules of Procedure. I now invite the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to move a motion for a resolution of this House to authorize government to borrow for this purpose. Honorable Minister, I can hear some people with some kabiritis. If you have a kabiriti, take it out.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. In compliance with the laws you have just stated, Article 159 of the Constitution, Section 36 and 39 of the Public Finance Management Act, and Rule 155 of our Rules of Procedure, I beg to move a motion for a resolution of Parliament to authorize government to borrow up to US dollars 295 million from the Islamic Development Bank of China and US dollars 30 million from the OPEC Fund for International Development for the upgrading of National Roads project in Uganda. I beg to move, Right Honorable Speaker.
Is the motion seconded? Seconded by Honorable Baka, Honorable Kasolo, Honorable General Muhosi, by elders, by Honorable Nandutu, by Minister of Works General, by Honorable Magezi, Honorable Daudi, by the whole House who love roads, including Honorable Abed. There is no Islamic Bank of China. A correction. He's making a correction.
Speaker, Speaker, let the Finance Minister sit
Madam
down.
Speaker,
Honorable Minister, he's just making a small correction.
I would like to correct my motion. It's my motion. I'm the one correcting. Madam Speaker, we are borrowing from the Islamic Development Bank The issue
That
of
is-
China was
Is that Seattle, UK?
we have one Islamic Development Bank. The issue was a typing error.
A typing error. No, that's okay. The error has been corrected. Would you want to tell us the terms of borrowing? Let's first get the terms. I know you want to know the roads. You'll get that from the report.
Madam Speaker, I beg your indulgence that I tell you why we are borrowing and the terms.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, I would wish to justify the loan as follows. The implementation of the project will contribute directly to the NDP3 key result areas of increasing the stock of transport infrastructure, reducing freight transportation costs, and reducing travel time. The upgrading of the national roads project is part of Uganda's national road network and will involve, number one, upgrading of Katine Ochiro Road.
Kale, bw'etyo ensonga bw'eyimiridde. Ababaka baffe mu palamenti beddiddeyo dda era bagenda mu maaso n'okuteesa. Ebyo ebitwala eggwanga mu maaso bo nga bwe batugamba. Naye ndowooza okuwambibwa kw'Abannayuganda byo tebiitwala ggwanga mu maaso era tebibakwatako okusooka okunoonya bannaffe abaabuzibwawo. Teweerabira nti waliwo enteekateeka y'okuyisa supplementary budget nga bano baasazeewo dda nti buli mubaka agenda kubeera afuna obukadde 100 gye buvuddeko baba obukadde 80 buli omu atula mu palamenti. Abasinga obungi okubuzaayo lwali lutalo naye kakati buno 10 kyova olaba nti bateekwa okuddayo bukubirire balabe nga beefunira ku musimbi. Kitegeeza nti bo ekyabatwala mu palamenti kwekolera nsimbi so tebali ku bizibu bya Bannayuganda abaabalonda.